Good afternoon. Please welcome to the stage Kyle Kinane and Sheng Torres.
Really good. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Oh, boy. Fucking.
Thank you very much.
Looks like we sold out another one, buddy.
Well, you got an intro. Hold on. Start. Cold open.
Cold open. Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back. Russell Crowe from the 12-time Oscar-winning film Gladiator. I woke up in the middle of the night to piss again, which is now a regular occurrence in my aching life. I used to be a young man who could do things, and now I'm an old man who gradually sees what used to be done with ease has now become a chore. What used to be a beautiful face is now transformed into something that looks like a stack of flapjacks that was run over by a Kia. My knees hurt at the sight of stairs, and every shit I take that does not require the amount of pushing equal to that of moving a grand piano into a studio apartment is now a joy. It's a point on the board, though. Shane won, time passing, still way ahead. Food, the greatest love of my life, has been killing me my whole life. But now each fry I look at is just another nail in the coffin. Today on No Accounting for Taste, we try and celebrate the one thing the Queen of England actually did well until this week. And I'm not talking about being an emotionally withholding redcoat. We're talking about getting old on No Accounting for Taste this week. Hit the music!
Pal, you're good with words. You know that, man?
I think the gym is dumb.
Did Rachel walk in the room? Of course I've eaten a Baconator.
Man, if you ain't doing CrossFit, you can get crossbuff.
You're right. A long burger's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
That's your sitcom right there as a Mr. Fix-It-All who just can't fix his heart.
We will not be defending Atlantic City.
No accounting for taste. If it's something that somebody loves, let's try and celebrate it instead of shitting on it.
Hey, it's the holiday season and your well-being is high on the list. Why not use a little Dadgrass? Dadgrass has you covered with some CBD pre-rolls, maybe a little hangover help from their good time tinctures, or get some sleep that dreams are made of. That's the one I use, with their brand new nighttime gummies. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/NAFT. That's dadgrass.com/NAFT for 20% off. Dadgrass.com/NAFT. 20% off your first order. All right.
The holidays are approaching, so it's time to start thinking about what you're going to gift your loved ones. And if you're looking for something to gift even the hardest to shop for, look no further with a personalized coffee subscription from Trade Coffee. Treat yourself or the coffee lover in your life with Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off of a subscription and access to limited time holiday specials at drinktrade.com/NAFT. That's drinktrade.com/NAFT for $30 off. drinktrade.com/NAFT.
Thank you guys for coming to No Accounting for Taste live at the High Blades Comedy Festival.
The first ever live episode of No Accounting for Taste. And joining us, the one who chose our subject for this, please welcome, he's got a brand new Netflix special out, Mr. Sheng Wang, everybody.
Let him hear it.
Good to see you, sir.
Oh, welcome aboard. Oh, you picked Getting Old, and you look gorgeous. So that
fucking great head of hair.
Seems strategic. You look young.
Thank you. I think you're referring mostly to this hair. I had no idea this was possible. This is a recent development for me too. I've been worried about my hairline for like 15 years.
Why?
But because it's creeping in areas. You know, and then during the pandemic, I just canceled my haircut appointment, and then this happened, and I haven't cut it because everyone keeps saying nice things.
Yeah, you have the hair of like a 20-year-old death metal singer. That's just
it's nice. You look
brooding, straight, luscious, dark hair.
Thanks, bro.
It's brooding.
Yeah. Shane called himself beautiful in the intro at one point.
He's gorgeous.
I used to be.
Yeah, but you got a nice head of hair too.
Yeah.
My shit left when I was 22. I grew my hair out over the pandemic, and it was disgusting. I looked like a grave robber.
Yeah.
It was the most horrid look.
We had a few long Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Is anybody here not familiar with the podcast? Yeah. So okay. So those of you that don't know,
You're
the idea.
lying.
Yeah. Thanks. These are all of our listeners from the world. So those of you who are not familiar, which is probably a fair amount of you, the idea of the show is to basically celebrate things people shit on and are typically negative about. So Sheng chose getting old, and we certainly have our work cut out for us this week.
What a good topic.
We try to be positive, but we'll see how it goes.
Let's start. How old are we up here? I'm 45.
42.
41.
Hey.
No,
Okay.
40. Fuck.
Hey.
Sorry, the marbles are rolling around a little bit already. I'll be 41 next
Memory
month.
loss is a sign of getting older.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's also the sign of a fucking hellacious hangover. Yeah. I'm not enjoying it. Getting older. Like, is there anything you found?
I mean, there's certain maybe a mellowing and maturity, which I don't think I have, but I think that's a good thing in other people.
That it comes to some people, it just hasn't come to you.
Yeah, I got back to the hotel before midnight last night, and I think there's an element of having partied enough in my life and being like, you kids have fun.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not going to
Yeah.
see you do anything after 12 o'clock that I haven't seen, done, or fucked. And I don't need that in my life. I'm glad that you're doing that. Get out there and make those mistakes. Get those stories,
Yeah, if you don't see somebody shit on a pizza this night, it's fine. You've seen it before, yeah. Also, to go to your maturity last night, I text you, I was like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm back at the hotel waiting on my sweet, sweet Dominoes. So, you're not, but you're cutting out half of it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. By no means am I a poster child of good aging.
Yeah.
I'm just I still eat trash. I'm a vegetarian, but I eat worse than I did when I ate meat.
That's crazy that you pulled that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheng, what about?
I'm the same, man. I've been trying to be vegan for several years, but I don't try very hard, and I keep it vague on purpose.
Yeah.
It's just
That is the thing. That's a sign of getting older. Is just kind of being like, I'll do it how I want.
Well,
Yeah.
also being I don't have to be hardline about these rules. I could be vegan sometimes. I don't have to fucking commit and wear T-shirts about everything I believe in.
Yeah.
You don't have to know where I stand on every issue. I like all the mimicry foods. I want that fake stuff, and it's terrible for you.
right. It's not better.
Yeah, vegan sausage is still stuffed animal pelts and puppet thumbs or whatever. But I want it, you know.
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like I'm not gonna get to be old for that long. I'm if that makes sense. I'm very I feel like I'm just I finally need glasses. I've come to that. I've never had to get them before, and now I finally need them, and I just it's the fucking worst. It was the only physical attribute I had that people could be jealous of. But as you get older, things in life get taken from you. Welcome.
You're getting nearsighted,
I don't know which it's
some-sided.
I don't know. I'm pretty. I can read that Pabst Blue Ribbon sign, but that's about.
I can't even see where there's a Pabst Blue
Yeah,
Ribbon
that's
sign.
dark, dude. You can see in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just can't see in the dark.
But it's also how people pretend to know how they read, but they're just familiar with logos. Somebody could be like, "That's a McDonald's," and not know how to read the word. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people. I know what kind of cars from the headlights. I could see a beer logo from the bar. I could tell when they got on tap without reading the words.
Yeah, this computer's just for show. I can't read a goddamn thing on it.
Okay.
I just hit N and Netflix comes up. And then I'm
list
good.
your ailments from aging that you have right now. That's because I have I don't think I'm a senior citizen. Every time I call my mom, it's just what's wrong. It's like she bought an old boat and she's like, I got a thing removed. She's always getting something removed.
Ugh.
Both parents. We got a thing removed.
Just like skin tags.
It's always
with
when
no
I'm
nail.
like, hey guys, I'm sitting down to eat lunch, but what's happening? Your father got a thing removed. All right, I said lunch. I said lunch right there, so you might read the room and avoid discussing the removal of things.
I think that might be the scariest part about getting old is the lack of excitement you'll have. Like, is it the biggest part is like, I got a new skin tag pulled. You're like, gross, like nothing's fun anymore. Just go on cruises with people you don't like.
Sheng, you look great. What's wrong with you?
Oh, but
Sheng.
Mine-
Sheng.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough.
You can call me kitten.
I think about death a lot. I mean that's just a psychological thing. I don't know if it's bad necessarily, but I'm always aware that everything is impermanent and ephemeral.
Is that depression?
I don't think so. It's not in a sad way. It's kind of in a enjoy this.
Oh, is it
It's
inspiring
gonna-
you to do a little more? Or
Not
like, take
necessarily.
part?
Just be okay. it's just I'm just okay with it, dude. I'm just okay.
That's a good thing. You have a
dude.
very zen outlook.
I guess
on,
so.
on life.
I'm just tired.
I used to wake up with joy, and now I just like dread. Like I just I wake up and my legs hurt
This
for
is
no
a
reason.
comedy podcast. Well, it's literally meant to make you feel happy.
I'm pre-diabetic. That's my ailment.
Well,
Are you?
But with
Yeah.
everybody's pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
We're pre every
That's
condition.
true.
Like I
That's
don't
true.
understand.
I'm pre-drunk right now. Yeah, I went to the doctor a year ago in Queens, and because that's the only place I can afford to see a doctor. And this real like mean Russian bastard doctor, he was just like going through he was going through everything, and he goes, "You are surprisingly not pre-diabetic." and which was kind of like, well, fuck you, like. It was a little mean. I mean, I was surprised too. Like that was the other. I was like, for real? Like I hit on 18.
I'll say one of the good things is like, okay, I've had my fun, and I think maybe like I was going back to the maturity of like I've got 2 drinks in front of me right now, and it's 4:15, but
it's dark.
It's
It's almost
But
5 o'clock somewhere.
This is where you sound like an asshole because I'm like, well, it's tequila soda, so like some of it's water, and I knew a guy that was like gonna die from alcohol. This is where I got a health tip from. I knew a guy that was gonna die from alcoholism, and his doctor, he's like, I know you're not gonna quit, so you need to start drinking clear liquor because it's more distilled. And easy, like his doctor told him, you need to drink vodka or silver tequila, and I'm like, that's pretty good health advice. I'll take this. I'll take this alley-ooped medical information from a 1 foot in the grave drunk I used to work with, as me making improvements to my life. No more beer and whiskey. I'm trying to clean my act up.
I love that.
It is because you don't have the discipline to make the change, but you need to as you get older because your body's breaking down. So you'll be like, well, I'll just have like 1 croissant this morning instead of 4. There's it's not going well for me either.
Baby steps, though.
Baby
That's still progress.
Thanks, man. I think so.
I've definitely squeezed lime into my tequila soda and been like, that's something.
Yeah.
Something. That's natural.
Citrus.
It is the only actual food I've had all weekend.
Yeah, it's like that's not the healthy part. Is making the excuses like, oh, I got blood pressure, so my doctor's like, well, you need more omega-3 oil. I'm like, well, I'll get fish and chips. Like is that because it's fish and it's like hella oily because it's fried. And that's fish oil.
That's right. My buddy is a comic, and he got some news about his heart, and this was like a few years ago, and he was freaking out, and the club owner was just like, don't worry, we're gonna have dinner after. He goes, we're gonna have fish and vegetables. They sit down, and it's fish and chips, and that fucking guy died 2 weeks later. clothes. They were like, Jesus Christ, man. However you lie to yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I think knowing a lot more dead people, that like I don't feel like, yeah, when you're 80 and people are dying around, you're like, all right, par for the course.
Yeah, I had a run. Yeah.
But like in my 30s and 40s, like, oh, you can get a heart attack then? Wild. But it was a dude I live with who like he got sent home from his job. He was like a set creator, construction guy, and he got sent home because they thought he was having a heart attack and he was pissed. So he's like, man, fuck those guys. Let's go to Denny's. I want chicken fried steak. And I went with him. So he got sent home from work because they thought he wasn't having a heart attack. Not then, but then a few years later. Yeah,
just took him out.
Yeah, he died.
It is like a...
I thought that was going to be funnier. that he wanted a chicken fried steak. I ain't fucking dying. Watch this. And then he was going to go by himself. I'm like, well, I should be there. Because then the people at Denny's don't know he got sent home from work for maybe having a heart attack.
Yeah.
But also, if you are dying, then they grant prisoners a last meal. And he wanted Denny's chicken fried steak. And so I'm like, yeah, okay.
Not the best. I get it. Do you...
I'm gonna ask this is a thought I just had.
I realized I have now... had sex with someone who's in their 50s now.
I did that shit when I was in my 30s, man.
This was the podcast you were built to host, buddy. Which was very weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, because I remember my mother's 50th birthday when I was like 12, and I was like, you are the oldest person who has ever been. You know, like, and now I am 10 years away from 50, and it's freaking me the fuck out. Everything sucks.
Shane, that is the direct opposite of what this whole show's supposed to be about.
Well, we couldn't defend the Kardashians either. That was a tough one. I guess one of the things I do like about getting older is like things you just learn from time is like you just don't have to give a fuck about some shit, and you kind of are like I don't care about being cool anymore, which is kind of like I never was, but I always cared about it, and now I'm fucking way over it. Go be cool. You guys look fucking stupid. Like,
what's your least coolest clothing choice that you'll wear in public because it's comfortable?
Oh God,
elastic slacks.
Elastic slacks. You can tell you're getting up there because you called them slacks. Fucking slacks.
That's the kind of pant that would come with elastic on the waistband.
I was unbuttoning my slacks when I went to the commode. Jesus. My least cool, I think is probably, it doesn't look uncool, more as like, this guy just doesn't care. You know, like, it's like basketball shorts and like a fucking, just a black hood. Yeah, everything is uniform with me. I don't know. What about you?
Most things. These jeans stretch. I accidentally bought
That's
these.
the thing you do get into is the utility of your clothing when you're older.
I accidentally bought these. I bought them online. I'm a real sucker for targeted ads these days. Rachel's real
People
mad.
our age are.
Rachel's real mad. I bought a rope, a belt that's just a rope. From a targeted ad. How much was it? How much do you think just a piece of rope should cost?
I would say
you bought
free.
it
From some cool independent skate shop, and it was $70.
It wasn't that much, but it was still more than just what a piece of rope should cost. But I bought these jeans, and it was like, it was like a Chicago denim company. It was like called Dearborn Denim. I'm like, I support like a Chicago company. They seem like they're doing the right thing with like how their employees treat them right. And I got them. They were stretchy. I'm like, I cannot wear stretchy jeans. That's just like not cool. These are for chicks or whatever. And I put them on, and look, these have been the best jeans I've ever bought in my entire life.
Feels good.
They're my airport. Like, you got to have an airport outfit.
Yes.
You have an airport outfit?
Yes.
SW, what are you wearing at the airport?
This is my airport outfit.
Way to
become
respect
my
the art form of comedy by keeping those clothes on the whole weekend for the festival.
In his spirit, he wasn't allowed to bring a bag. He just brought it.
It's the easiest way to pack. You know, you don't have separate.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I think I'm the same, dude. I've got stretchy jeans. You know, it's all utilitarian. I got a pair of socks from the bowling alley that say USA. I wear those. I wear those out, you know.
But isn't that part of it then? Like, is that the people that look the most comfortable and how they present themselves are cool because of the fact that they're comfortable with themselves? So then it backfires because I'm like, well, I'm gonna look like the most comfortable, and I just look like real homeless.
Yeah.
You might mess around and accidentally be cool though.
Yeah,
you might accidentally be real cool.
But I don't care. I think music. I think listening to like there's no music that is out of line now. Like there's nothing. Like feeling cool. Like any music's fine with the windows open now. Like I don't give a shit. Like I used to like.
So you'll just play whatever now, and
Yeah, like
your neighbor
Britney
will
Spears' "Toxic" is a great song. But I can't be seen listening to that and enjoying
that time
it.
has passed. Like
now
you
when
can't.
it came out, you can't tell people.
Yeah,
Right.
That's why I was trying to make some joke, but I was like, you can't kink shame anybody for anything anymore. But tell somebody your favorite band is UB40, and you'll never get a call back from them in your life.
Red wine, baby.
Absolutely, red wine. It's hard.
I'll say, yes, the clothing thing. Everything has gotten more like systematic and uniform in my life. Like all of my underwear is black Adidas underwear now, and all of my socks are white Adidas socks. Nothing like I don't want to put effort into anything. It's just it's like the worst version of Steve Jobs and his turtleneck. You know, yeah. I'm just like I could give a fuck. Just give me 3 plaid shirts and a black T-shirt, and I'll be fine for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's like you're joining Fight Club. 2 pair black pants, 3 pair.
$300 of personal burial. I watched that movie 2 days ago. It sucks. Yeah, that's another thing about getting old. You look back at I used to have a Fight Club poster on my wall. I was like, this is fucking brilliant shit. And now I look back at it, I was like, you're the dumbest fucking person who was so susceptible to everything.
But yours came out, and I don't know, everybody was like in like 20 or in their late teens.
Yeah.
When you're just an immature guy, and that movie made sense when you're an immature guy. That is like, okay, yeah, I realized I was a dipshit back then.
Yeah, that whole movie's about dipshits, really.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well,
have you gone the other way? Are you watching more sensitive stuff?
Fuck no.
Pixar movies?
You know what I've been watching? I've been watching like dad shows, like Bosch. You guys know Bosch on Amazon? He's a hard-boiled detective. It's called Bosch, and he's a detective, and his mom was a murdered prostitute, and that's his whole motivation for everything. It's not good, and I just don't have the effort to be emotional. I don't have the energy to be emotionally involved in a television show anymore. It's like I only watch shows named after like sexy old men. Like Ray Donovan was another show. That's what just
imagine you in your black underpants and white socks and nothing else watching Ray Donovan.
He's gonna fix some problems this week. Yeah, it's kind of I'm bad. I'm back into bad action movies again too. I'm rewatching a lot of shit like that.
But nothing sensitive, nothing that tugs at the heartstrings. SW, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I'm really just chilling, dude. I'm hanging out. I'm chilling real hard, dude. I went to the botanical garden this morning, so man,
you might be getting older faster than you think.
I don't think y'all know how deep this goes, dude. Like, I have a membership to one botanical garden, which grants me reciprocal memberships at 300 gardens across the country. I'm all about it. I'm invested in. I go there. It's free. The Denver Botanic Garden is beautiful, and I support them by getting some stuff from the gift shop. And it's therapy, and it's inspiring, and it's peaceful. It's all kinds of good things.
That's your Grateful Dead is botanical.
Yes,
garden.
yes. Yes.
Yours is so much more bearable.
No, I mean that's for me. Like I feel like I am. I don't know, aging right. Because I think that's one good sign is if you start leaning towards plants,
Like,
Yeah.
over people. You know.
Antisocial behavior, sign of maturity.
Like I didn't go to the after party last night because I had to go to the party this morning at the botanical.
Something tells me you were into botanical gardens as a child. Like you seem like you've been very mellow and appreciative and well-adjusted.
Not as a kid.
Were you crazy?
I was weird. I didn't have a lot of guidance,
Yeah.
but I wasn't crazy. I mean, I was dumb. I was dumb. I was lost. I'm a child of immigrants. It's not. I mean, first of all, not being able to speak with their parents is big. Like, that. It's weird to have a language barrier, but we grew. I was a bad kid. I tried to be bad. I was a bored suburban child, and I would try to do bad things, like steal cologne from Foley's or Macy's, like get a gangster haircut, dye my bangs blonde. Steal stuff. Not necessarily, just for fun. Like
Sneaking into botanical gardens.
that's like weird when you steal, when you meet a young person who wears cologne every day. Like a 15-year-old, just like, Jesus, you are on your way to being a sex offender. Like, so gross, They're always fucking, and they never spritz it on. They fucking dip themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the 45-year-old with cologne? Oh, that's worse though, isn't it?
It is like, who are you trying to impress?
I know this isn't Mike, but any question? Is there any cologne acceptable? Okay. Strong no. Hard no.
The only acceptable cologne is soap.
Old Spice.
Yeah.
When's the last? Do you guys let yourself cry at stuff?
Oh yeah, I cry a lot.
Yeah. I had a moment the other day.
But I'm where you grant yourself permission. Like, you know what? I'm gonna have a cry. I'm like that's what
That's a
the
mature
Pixar
thing. That's a
movie
good thing, yeah.
was leading into that. Like instead of trying to be tough and hold it in, you're like, I'm just gonna cry at this.
What was the last most thing
I haven't had one lately, but it'll just I'll just get a few tears out of a thing occasionally.
Yeah.
Me singing in the car for some reason.
That'll do it. A long drive. And
Singing one of the weirdest ones was a song called "Smoke Break" by what's her name? You know it. Somebody in Denver knows. She's a country gal.
She's an older one or a newer thing?
Like Carrie Underwood. It's just a real
Thank you.
It's a song about wanting to have a smoke break and have a drink, but she's trying to be a good Christian. I don't relate to anything about this song. I relate to nothing about it, but it's purely a sonic, the sounds that this.
It really starts something
it's
in you.
Not the lyrics. It and I sing it, and I'm like, wait, are you? I just saw Udoye last night do a bit about crying at stuff, and oh, you're not crying at this. You're crying at some other shit right now. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly I relate to that bit. 'Cause yes, a Christian person that wishes they could have a drink because the tractor broke down is nothing I know about, but I felt the pain she was singing about, and I'm like, let yourself have it, dude.
Yeah.
And I
That
cried.
makes sense. I've gotten way more into country music as I've gotten older, and it's I think it's like the anthem of death. It's not it's just long. Listen to that Johnny Paycheck song. I'm just an old violin. Do you know that one? I was listening to that the other day because I was all hungover, and it's just the lyrics are I'm just an old violin that's gonna get put away and never played again. You're like, fuck, I'm feeling what this guy's putting down. It's the same guy that wrote "Take This Job and Shove It."
Yeah.
Yeah. I find myself crying a lot more frequently these days.
The way you say it makes me worry.
That's good.
It's a lot to cry about these days, man. I've not held back on crying. In a while now.
No, you seem incredibly well adjusted.
I'm okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I think about death, but it's cool. I cry, but I understand why. I like the botanical gardens. You're just like a fully realized individual, and it's wonderful.
As I walk amongst the rhododendrons, I think about the weight of life. Yeah. Well, let's get to the good and the bad and some fun facts.
All right, let's get to
right after this commercial break for the Beard Club.
Your well-being is high on the priority list this year for the holiday season. It's a stressful time. Dadgrass has you covered. They got CBD pre-rolled joints. They've got hangover help with some good time tinctures. They also have nighttime gummies for going to bed. You're stressed out all day. Oh my God, I just need to get some sleep. Nighttime gummies from Dadgrass. Those are the ones I like. This is great because you could still get you could have a smoke, but it's not like you're not getting so high. And if you're worried about ingesting smoke, they got gummies, they got tinctures. They also have them for your little furry friends. They got CBD for dogs. Maybe your dog's stressed out. Maybe you got a neighbor whose dog barks too much. Gift them some of this. Don't just give it to the dog, but you can gift it. Hey, I got you this gift for your dog that barks all the time. It's a season to indulge, but if you don't want to get so high you're on the moon, try some Dadgrass. It is Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S. So right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/NAFT. Go to dadgrass.com/NAFT for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/NAFT.
If you've been getting your coffee from the grocery store and drinking the same coffee every day, you need to try something even better. Try Trade Coffee. Trade makes it easy to get fresh roast delivered to your doorstep from local roasters around the country. I'm on the road every weekend, guys, and I go to a new coffee shop every weekend. And you know what sucks? Stuffing coffee beans into your luggage with your dirty underwear. It's not the kind of waking up fresh feeling you want. So what I do now is I see if that roaster is on Trade, go to their website, order the beans, and they're there when I get home, and I don't have to carry them around the whole goddamn country. That's drinktrade.com. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off a subscription and access to limited time holiday specials at drinktrade.com/NAFT. That's drinktrade.com/NAFT for $30 off at drinktrade.com. Trade Coffee is the perfect gift for loved ones. They make it easy with their digital gifting options for last-minute shoppers or their coffee and equipment bundles for something under the tree. Treat yourself or the coffee lover in your life with Trade Coffee. That's drinktrade.com/NAFT for $30 off.
And we're back.
That's how it works. That's the magic. A little showbiz magic for you guys.
You guys can see my turn. Fallon won't let you see this shit.
Okay.
All right.
Apologize for looking at my phone. It's where I have notes on here.
Yeah.
And how about a round of applause for Charlene Connolly, who puts the whole show together for us here?
Yeah.
And does research that we so often ignore. I thought this article was great from a website called Microspine. That seems like it might be a funded ad.
I think they're playing the metal show across the street.
Yeah, Microspine's playing the Denver Ripperfest or whatever it's called. Microspine. So what kind of pain is normal as you age? That's a good thing to address. What kind of pains? Aches and pains. Boys, tell me about them.
Tight neck.
Tight neck?
Right side, all tight.
Abby Jane Palmer doing massages here at the festival.
I'm going to hit that up.
Yeah. Oh, tight hips. Is that don't look at me weird.
No, it's not, like that sounds like something you find sexy. Not something you have a problem with.
I know. Those things are tight hips.
I'll tell you this: a pair of tight hips will really limit your fuck game.
Are we stretching? Or are we doing yoga?
I'm doing it more now, but like it's just like I'm like a fucking golden retriever, man. Like my hips are all fucked up.
It affects how you walk. How's it manifest?
Golden retrievers generally seem happy to be alive, Shane. So I don't know if you want to go with that metaphor.
Yeah, I feel like I'm aging as fast as them.
Shane's got dysplasia.
Yeah, my hips just fucking like they're just tight. I don't know. I have to stretch them out. Like I have to lay down and put one of my legs out and the other behind me, and it's bad. It's not good.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
You got a thing?
Oh, I've been very public with GERD and gout and probably arthritis. And
Your act on Thursday night was basically you reading a medical chart.
nobody wants to hear a 45-year-old guy be like, I got so fucked up last night and put my dick in the fucking chicken wings. Like, that's like, I can't be that guy anymore. I was that guy, and now that's why I'm the guy like, I have acid reflux, so I apologize if I cough a lot during this pandemic. So that's, you just address, I'm trying to be mature about my ailments and address them in a comical manner. And I've a lot of comedians came up to me after I started doing bits about gout, and they're like, that's how I found out I had gout. No, because everybody's just drunk going, I guess I stubbed my toe real hard last night. So many comics, like, I found out. It was like a real public service I did.
You're like
You're welcome.
You're the oracle of high blood pressure. You know what I do? This is the thing I was just thinking about. One of the things I do like about getting older is like sending my brother's kids to get me shit. You know, like if I'm at home at Christmas, I'll be like, no, go get me a fucking beer. You know, like he's like 10 and he'll just bring it over to me. You know, like I hated that as a child when people would be like, go do this. Like an adult would send you to do something that was well within their capability. But now I'm really starting to see the appeal in it. Yeah. So I like sending children to get you. We're trying to be positive here.
Well, according to this article, it says if you're in your 40s to 50s, don't overdo it in sports. No problem, article.
Yeah.
Not a concern at this comedy festival. Use your legs, not your back. We've heard that plenty of times. Have you treated yourself to a good mattress yet, fellas?
That was when I started making real money as a comic. Not that I'm doing great, but that was the first. Clearly, I gestured to the crowd for those listening. I spent like $2,000 on a mattress, and then I was like, "This is like my big spend." And then I went to California to shoot a show, and the pandemic hit, and I was homeless for 6. I couldn't get back to my $2,000 mattress at the beginning of the pandemic.
Slept on a futon.
Yeah, I slept on Charlene's couch for 4 months. And then we hatched this brilliant podcast.
Oh, Sheng, good mattress? Yay or nay?
It could be better. It's a foam mattress.
Oh, treat yourself,
fine.
dog. You got a Netflix special out. Get yourself a good mattress.
What's it called for these folks?
It's a Wirecutter recommendation. The foam one.
I was going to say the name of your special.
Oh, the name of the special?
You hear all right?
Let's talk about
You're all right? We got to get you to the doc.
We're trying to dole out more sponsors for this. We're trying to get Purple on board.
Never mind the special, dude. This mattress is from Costco. It's very good deal.
I do think seniors love buying things in bulk. That's another thing.
Dude. I mean, that's a part that. But I was assuming all your white socks and black underwear is from Costco.
Yeah, but there's no price break. I'm just doing it.
This article says if a new mattress doesn't relieve morning back pain, check in with your doctor. Avoid relying on over-the-counter pain relievers. I don't think that's what we're calling them.
Yeah, I looked at this list of 7 important
over the back of a bar toilet pain relievers. Fucking drugs, guys. I'm just joking about drugs.
So, I've become really self-conscious about what my face is going to look like when I'm older. You know, because
we're there now, dude. It's time to be worried.
I feel like the audience thinks I'm mean already, so I'm really biting my tongue on somebody.
Can I have another tequila soda? Oh, that's not a joke. Please. Yeah. No. The producer of the festival was like, no. Do your job and then you'll get your treat. It's like how you get old people to do things. You know, like, go for a walk and you'll get your Werthers. But no, I worry about, I got wrinkles coming in a little bit, you know?
Oh, you moisturizing?
I'm started, yeah. Mm-hmm. And my face just smells like whatever lotion I stole from the hotel I was at that weekend.
You got to get good moisturizer.
Yeah, do you have a good one?
I feel like are you in a relationship?
I mean, all my moisturizing regimen is from whatever my girl can't use anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning about. You can't just put the the hotel slop on your face.
Yeah,
you gotta,
Motel
you got,
slop.
yeah.
All right. That's gonna make it sound like I'm a Motel 6 prostitute. Dropped a fresh load of hotel slop on
Money's
my
on the counter. Feel free to leave with the lotions and shampoos.
Your skin's as thin as these sheets. But I was reading about like what causes wrinkles, and you sleep on your back, stomach, or side.
I mean, I like my stomach, but I try to do the back for this reason.
Okay, for wrinkles.
They say, yeah, don't
If
put
you
your
sleep
face
on your stomach, you're gonna get more wrinkles
Yeah.
on your face. Just fucking so unfair to people with sleep apnea
Really? Yeah.
who refuse to get it treated. Like that, and then it also says in this article is from realsimple.com that bad habits will cause wrinkles in your skin, like, and not like smoking, but like if you just put your hand on your face like this a lot when you talk to people, one side of your face is going to become less symmetrical as you get old. So, and that's already pretty cherubic.
Get all the beauty of a stroke without going through the effort. You're the good guy, I'm the bad guy. That's how it's playing out for the crowd right now.
Nobody looks at you like you're some prize pig at the county fair.
I know.
Yeah.
It's part of why I'm cool. I don't care, man.
Who is there? Is there somebody you think like you've seen maybe in the public eye that ages gracefully that you like or rad?
That's a good question. Rachel made me put this. Oh, there's your drink, Sheng.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Rachel told me to wear this hoop earring, and I just do what she says. Because she's the one who has to. She's the only person that has to find me attractive. But then I was like, oh, you know who else has a hoop earring as old as Harrison Ford? And I was like, and you know what? I think he's pretty cool.
He's cool, man.
Like,
Harrison
some
Ford.
celebrities get drunk and crashes cars. He crashes airplanes.
Yeah, like no problem.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. Shake that
That's
off.
And he's lived through like a few plane crashes. He's really Indiana Jones. I'll wear an earring because I think he's cool.
This earring belongs in a museum. I guess he's aging pretty gracefully. Yeah, he's still kind of sexy.
I mean, I think he's just old and drunk and stoned all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I don't think that's graceful, but still pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Dolly Parton's really doing it well. She's kind of, I mean, she's had some help, but
attitude-wise, though, she hasn't gotten,
that's what I mean.
she
She's
hasn't gotten salty.
her I don't give a fuck is like 100 miles an hour still, which I love. You know, like
Yeah.
I think she's just kind of like fuck these people, I'll do what I want, and
Yeah.
She also, I'd love to be like. She's the only 75-year-old person who owns an amusement park that I would actually go to it.
What other 75-year-olds own amusement parks?
But I don't know, maybe.
Well, I guess God is pretty old. He's got that one in Kentucky.
Oh yeah. What is it? Is the Creation Museum?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
some
I think
bullshit.
Yeah, fucking horseshit.
Well, there's Charlene has this is How to Age Well. You guys aren't gonna want to hear these. Lose just a little bit of weight.
Pushes his drink away.
That's why tequila soda's good, Shane. It's very low in calories, and you're getting citrus, like we established. Avoid processed meat. That's the best kind. And I don't even. That's the thing. Like, I don't even get jealous when people eat steak, but I see like Oscar Mayer packaged bologna. I'm like, I could just bite through the whole package.
You just want to see the layers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I could just
Just a full a lasagna that is only meat.
yeah. Just like a piece of cake. I want to see my teeth marks going down the front of it.
Have you had mortadella? That's like fancy bologna. I think it's better for you.
Tell me more about this fancy bologna.
Have you ever had mortadella?
I think I had, but then I heard mozzarella in my head and everything got scrambled
it's
up.
like bologna, but it's got like chunks of fat and pistachio slices in there.
It's a nut meat.
It's a nut meat.
You're
It's
gross.
a nutty meat.
Yeah,
This other one though, eat blue and other colors.
Blueberry.
if that's talking about gorging yourself with depression, wait. You can see what that was pretty good.
It was good. No, it was good.
Yeah.
And skip packaged foods. All right. Well,
I like everything. I saw that list and everything on it except eating blueberries. I do. Like it was like lack of exercise, too much exercise, like process. I was like, no wonder I feel like shit all the time.
Yeah, all the research here is very obvious stuff. What causes fatigue? Staying up too late. We're at a comedy festival. That's what's happening. Having too much caffeine. That's what you do after you stayed up too late. Drinking too much alcohol. That's why you stayed up too late. Eating junk food. That's because you had all that alcohol when you stayed up too late. Getting too little or too much exercise. Not a problem. I've been doing 20 push-ups on the bathroom floor of my hotel room like an inmate.
Why?
That's what I do on the road. I don't do the gym. I don't do the exercise bike. But I'm like, well, the shower's heating up. Try and get 20 out.
Just sweat. You just God.
I bought a book about exercise from this guy. I think he's spending his life in prison in England. He changed his name legally to Charles Bronson.
Oh yeah, they made a movie about.
Yeah,
this
they
guy.
made a movie about him, and he's got an exercise book. It's like how to exercise in tight spaces. Because I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm in a lot of hotel rooms. This is perfect. It's a lot of chair squats and stuff.
It's like fucking.
And then it's like cover yourself in butter and fight housekeeping nude. Like, all right, Charles. I don't think that's a little far on chapter 3.
Also, this is from an article from Women's Health. What it means if your pubes are going gray.
Oh, it means your crotch saw a ghost. Oh, my balls got hit by lightning.
Once there was this boy. Yeah, I don't have anything gray in my nethers yet that I've noticed, but I'll probably dye that too. How are you embracing your gray hairs? Are you enjoying
You
them?
don't have any.
There's some. I let them be. I let them be.
I think, here's the thing. I'm getting it on the side.
I can pick out your answer before you answer. I just let them happen, man. I had one, I thought it was lonely, and then another one came in. I was like, yeah, you guys are friends.
But I'm getting it like here on the sides. I look like the fucking dad from the Munsters. And I have long hair because with short hair I look fucking horrid. But if it all goes gray, I'm going to dye it because an old man with long gray hair is just a horrible look. So I don't know. This is just me.
John Novosad isn't in the audience right now.
What? Oh, but
Denver favorite, John Novosad. Famously have a fantastic comic with long gray hair.
all right. I'm worried. It's the vanity. Like I'm worried about. Look. I never had a prime with my looks, but this is the best I have ever looked. And I don't want it to end quick. You know, like I want to maybe lock somebody down before I turn into a fucking puddle of mush. That's all.
We're going to talk after this, Shane. We're going to really try to cheer you up.
Let's go to the garden.
Yeah, take him to
I'll
botanical
take y'all to
garden
the garden, dude.
You get a free.
Yeah, you get a +1.
Yeah, I
on
get a
that
+1.
pass? All
Come
right, that's
on.
good.
Oh yeah, so I ain't trying to pay for that shit. Trying to pay for outside.
Why does this field have a cover charge, man?
Yeah, what's fucking? Now the moon costs $20. I will look forward to saying shit like that when I get older. Just like, nobody's gonna say shit. He's
Apropos of nothing. Now the moon costs $20.
my toenails are teeth or whatever, you know.
I mean, my shit's gone or gray, so I think pubes-wise, it's wild down there.
What's the
My pubes look like the bottom of like it looks like they look like my whole genitals look like old Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China. Is that?
I think you just ruined one of my favorite movies.
It's my favorite
That's
movie
something
too.
you kids are doing these days. I can't watch Sunset Boulevard anymore because it's insensitive.
They're just looking for two girls with green eyes. Yeah. That's all that's going on down there.
What is the funniest thing an old person has ever said to you, or you've ever heard them say?
Oh,
I said my grandmother, God rest her. We were in Texas and we went to dinner and she had 2 margaritas.
you said granddaughter.
Mother, no, I said mother.
Oh, I heard granddaughter. I'm like,
well, we'll
oh.
get your ears checked.
Okay. Sorry.
No,
Go on. Sorry.
really
Go ahead. Tell
My
your story.
granddaughter. But she had 2 margaritas, and we walked out, and she just started staring up at the sky. It was night, and she just goes, "The moon's as big as I've ever seen it." And she was just staring at a street light. I was just like, so like that'll be like funny, you know? Like, maybe you could say weird shit and get away with it a little bit when you're older.
Yeah, I like.
The things
Like-
my grandfather said, I can't repeat.
That's where I was going. I'm like funny, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
No, I don't like. I only really had one grandparent, and she lived like till her 90s, but she didn't.
She kept to herself.
No, she's just a sweet old lady, but didn't really say much. She's like, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have like a specific memory from it.
Yeah, she just kind of sat there listening to everybody. She dried her cat. That was sad.
What?
Her cat climbed in the dryer.
Thought you were talking about your pubes again.
She was that kind of old lady.
Yeah, she really just started giving Christmas gifts were things she just took from around the house.
Yeah. Cat's name was Angel. Like, that thing's going to heaven sooner than you think.
Imagine cleaning out the lint filter after that. You know what other thing an old guy got away with saying to me? It was Thanksgiving. It was like my first Thanksgiving in Portland, and my friend, I was having Thanksgiving dinner with her and her grandparents and all these people, and her grandfather's like this old guy from South Carolina. And he just came up to me and he goes, "So Shane, you're Mexican?" and I was like, "Yes, sir, half." And he goes, "Hard workers," and just walked off. You know, which is the best that guy is gonna do, though. You know, like an 80-year-old guy from the South. That's like he's like, "I'm really trying with your friend over here." You know, like
I said something nice.
yeah. I called him a hard worker.
I will say I worked with. I used to work at a gas station, and it was like retired. He's probably in his 60s, but I was like 20, so that seemed like a super old person.
Yeah.
And he would like just for tips would like go pump gas out for like from 4 to 7 or whatever. He's a little old fella, old Italian guy named Lenny, and he would just he said every funny thing, and he was just a crazy like the same kind of thing. Any like Latino person that came in to the little shop area where he's like, "Oh yeah, oh it's hot out there. Get you a Gatorade, mucho trabajo, poquito dinero." Would say that to everyone that came in. Didn't get. Any black guy that came in, Kyle, look at this guy. Get him in the ring. He could take on Joe Frazier. Any guy, and they would just look at me, and I'm like, I know.
He's my coworker, not my friend.
And he would break out into musicals. He would break out into like songs from musicals. And then he's just like, tote that barge, lift that bale, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. I could have been in showbiz, Kyle, except for this bum leg. And then he would tell me sex stories. And And it was always like, oh, Kyle, my first wife, God rest her soul, skin like milk. One time I came home, I was sick. She fucked the cold right out of me. Like, nobody, you never asked anything of him. He just offered all this, anything that was wrong with you, good head was the cure. Oh, you're a little sick, a little good head will take care of it. Oh, that's a big zit on your head there, Kyle. A little good head will take care of that.
Wow.
Well, this is our first and last live podcast.
I dated it. This is what they say. I dated a Dominican girl once, Kyle. I bent her over and I blew in her asshole. I went, brrr. She went, oh, Lenny. And then his wife
started off with the positive and
I
aging.
totally forgot about Lenny. He's long. And then his wife would come in, and she'd work, and he was the sweetest guy to his wife. He was so, oh, yes, dear, how can I help, dear? Oh, make a nice little sausage for dinner tonight, dear. That's absolutely great, dear. And then she'd leave, and he was just talking about blowing in assholes. And God damn, that guy was great. I forgot about Lenny.
You telling me a guy with that kind of demeanor ended up working at a gas station for free at 60? Oh, God.
One time I was, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to follow that. But one time I was, this is pretty tame compared. I went to my friend's house. This is when I was in my 20s as well. I went to my friend's house for a Thanksgiving gathering. And I think it was her grandma or her mom. I don't remember which one. But they were just ladies. She asked me if I was Chinese or Japanese. I said I was Taiwanese or Chinese. She said Chinese. That's good, you know. Your eyes are less slanty.
Oh.
And then
you had a meal with her?
Then we had a meal together.
God bless your grace, huh? That's fucking, what a weird, man, old people say wild shit.
It was just like, that was the only form. I was convinced that was the only form of comedy that existed for my parents' generation were just racist jokes.
Yeah.
Like every barbecue, like, hey, how many Polacks does it take for a Dago to screw in a light bulb? Like, all right.
It is like wild that you can do it like with just, it's still acceptable to do it like Italians suck.
Yeah.
I hate them. Anyways. Anyways, enough about those meatballs. We got an ad break to get into. We'll be right back. Hello. Welcome back to No Accounting for Taste, the only podcast in this place, in this moment. Everybody, this is round of applause for our producer, Charlene, right up here up front. And before we into that, round of applause for all the staff at High Plains putting on the festival. We were so happy to be here. Karen Walktail, Adam King Hall, and Ron, Jesse, everybody, all these folks are great. And for the High Dive staff here as well, please. This is the part where we would love some of your input. Please don't be shy. We've shared a lot, and I don't think you're going to say anything worse than Lenny stories.
No. Normally we take calls for the podcast with opinions, but right now, if you have any opinions, insights, things you might be looking forward to about aging, we'd like to hear this. What's your take on it?
I was just going to
Sir in the front row. What's your name?
Clayton.
Clayton. Let's give Clayton credit for speaking and a round of applause. I guess we're initiating this. We're new at the live part, Clayton, so I'm sorry.
No worries.
What's your take on it?
Well, I was just thinking about the conversation of celebrities that are aging well, and I'd throw Paul Rudd into the conversation.
Oh, okay. A lot of agreement there, too. Okay. Yeah, he's like 97, right?
I'll tell you this. I was on the same flight as Paul Rudd, and I had a better seat than him. So I don't think he's aging that well.
Aging gracefully and not being petty. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I don't think he liked it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, good call, Paul
That's
Rudd.
a good point. Yeah,
he is like 50 something right now.
Yeah, he's ticking up there, and he looks
like
great.
he could still be in
Clueless.
Clueless. That's the movie I was thinking about there. All right. Okay. Who else would like to offer their 2 cents?
The gentleman in the back right there.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Thanks for being here.
I love the idea of sometimes I'll be at like a family function, and it could be a dad, an uncle, or a grandpa will be asleep in the recliner with everyone else around. And I feel like I'm jealous that they get to sleep in public and nobody disturbs them. They just get to sit there. So I guess what I'm looking forward to is just being to nap more often and without being disturbed.
I like that.
Social unconscious.
Yeah, like to just be like,
Yeah.
this is boring. I'm out. Who gives a fuck about her finger painting?
I love that because you don't want to leave the party.
Yeah.
You still want to be in the center of the action.
Yeah.
Somebody has to wake you up if there's an emergency.
I'm going to leave by staying right here. Very good point. Very good point. What was your name, sir? Trip. Thank you, Trip.
Do you have to say? Yeah, go ahead,
some
buddy.
folks right there.
Yeah.
And what is your name?
My name's Patrick.
Thanks for being here, Pat.
When do you think it's acceptable to get a rascal?
Oh.
Probably 30 more pounds. Well, that's a good question. I don't. It can't be. It's not like necessarily an age question. You know, it could be like an ailment thing or like a weight thing. I am hoping that when someone has to push me around, and I don't mean emotionally, it is into my 70s at least. Like, I don't want that part to be long. You know, some people live a long time, but you look at them, you're like, every day just looks like pain on you. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I can't. There's this guy who comes into the comedy club and he just shuffles his way around the place. It's the worst. Ugh. Somebody put this old
His
yeller
name's
down.
Nick DiPaolo, all right? Let's give him some respect.
Yeah. Well, he probably said the same things Lenny does.
I'll see. I think I agree. Like I feel like I'm a big proponent of a use it or lose it type thing, and I feel like having having stairs. Like I'll take the stairs on purpose at the airport and the escalator because I feel like I'm not going out and running marathons, but I'm going to do that much for myself. Also, that
You're
made
gonna
me
work
think,
it into your life.
Yeah, that makes me think. Everybody that's got like motorized skateboards and one wheels, is that like just an insult to people that are in like electric wheelchairs? Like it's just ableism. Like, ooh, I can get one too. You know, like
That's a good point.
yeah, it seems like kind of a dick thing, but. It seems like you wanted the answer to be sooner than later, but sorry to let you down.
When do you think, Pat?
Now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
maybe a motorized skateboard is in your future.
I just want to honk at people.
You don't need a car for that.
Yeah, you don't need a vehicle. Just
a horn on a cane.
Couple of air horn
a
blasts.
horn on a cane.
Yeah.
Coming through.
I feel like that's something you could buy at Cracker Barrel. I think that's like, look,
A horn on a cane.
look who's turning 50.
That sounds like a sex euphemism.
Do you remember when over? Did your parents have like over the hill parties because they turned 40?
Yeah.
And I'm 45. Like I can only do key bumps tonight, not lines, man. I don't want to fucking get to. And they were like getting like all black cakes with like gravestones on them. Look, it's 40. You're gonna die. Like
God damn it. Yeah, that is like the compromise of like how you adjust for your health to still have your fucking your chemical dependencies. Yeah.
yeah. I joke about doing.
Yeah, I will say like if I get into a rascal at some point in my life, I want to trick it out for fun. Yeah, like I want to be at least the old guy in a rascal who's like, why has he got flames on it? You know, like like he want like at least make it trashy enough. They're like, that's mine. You'll know my rascal when you see
I want
it.
a Honda Civic spoiler on the back.
Yeah. This "Don't tread on me" sticker on the basket in the front.
Just set up car shows, but they're just rascal shows for the seniors to pull up. Probably at a Cracker Barrel, but you're just in the parking lot next to it with the hood open. I don't know
Yeah,
if
you
it
put
has
like a
hood.
fake Harley patch on it.
Yeah. All
Who
right.
else has some insight on life? I'll tell you who. The Lord.
Got set.
We'll get to you guys. We see all you.
Yeah.
I just like getting old. Just
What's your name, sir? Before you get into how sad you are,
Garrett.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just getting old and just saying like ridiculous shit to people and just seeing how they react. I think that would be super fun.
Man. Have you
Sounds
never-
like somebody had something to say on January 6th.
What's stopping you from doing that now?
Yeah. Consequence.
Employment.
Yeah.
Social media.
I get what you're saying though. Old people get a lot of shit slides on them. Fuck.
Yeah, I got more Lenny stories if you want to hear.
Well, that's for the Patreon. Who else? There was a guy over here, right? Yeah.
And please give us your name first so we can.
Hi, my name is Colby. As people get older, people normally have like collections. I mean,
Fun.
Seinfeld has cars. Like, what do you guys collect?
Seinfeld also collected an
Disability.
18-year-old at her prom. Yeah.
He did what?
Yeah, he went to a prom when he was like 30.
Oh. Yeah, but he's only got one of them. I don't think that's a collection.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. It's just his prize. Stop right now. I'll make an enemy out of a billionaire comedian.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, but collections is a good point. That's kind of, I always like seeing that shit. My grandfather had a ton of tools, and I thought that was cool, even though I never wanted to use them.
Yeah. Okay, money, no question. What would you collect?
Oh. Sheng, you got some?
Succulents. Like the fancy ones. You know, there's a whole market. There's a whole like,
the big ones.
That's why he got the Netflix special and we got the pod. Oh man, like I think I would collect like maybe war medals. Like I love the idea of stolen
Jesus
valor.
Christ. War medals. The gold teeth of my enemies.
What about you? Well, I mean, you already got like 90 radio-controlled cars.
Yeah, I'm already just into it, man.
Yeah.
I can never justify really like spending money on stuff just to look at it. Like I have a hard time.
It needs
being
to be
like,
usable.
Look at it and appreciate it. But I think maybe if that was the case, I really like that you get to watch whatever your generation's childhood thing, like for like skateboards and stuff, and seeing people just have a wall of skateboards from the 80s, like that gives me nostalgia and makes me happy. Do I want that in my house? No, I'd still like to have sex. So, but I like that people have that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like the collecting's a good point. Like, because I guess the only thing I ever actually collect, or I just keep them, are like hotel key cards. I always write the city on the back of them, and I tell myself I'm going to make an art project out of it. But I'm pretty sure
That's how every episode of Hoarders starts.
But I'm pretty sure on my deathbed I'm going to look at it and just be like, "There's another thing I never got to."
It's always the ones that are standing in front of the dumpster. Beatrice, this pillowcase full of old buttons. What do you think? I was gonna do a collage.
Yeah, I was going to make a mobile out of it. Yeah. Collecting's a good point, though. You could have a rad collection of something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else? I saw some other
All
folks.
right.
From that. Yeah.
Take a few more.
Hello. Hi, my name is Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
So I kind of think how, Sheng, you were talking in the beginning about when you were young, you got into some trouble there. I kind of think there's a full circle that happens as you get older there, where you ultimately get like a get out of jail free pass at the end, or even get out of a bad social situation there. Like we had an older gentleman slam his car door into ours getting out the other day. Like, what am I going to do about it? He's like 65. He got out, looked me dead in the eyes, and walked into the store. And that was pretty much the end of that. So,
yeah, that's a good, like, what?
It kind of ties into the saying crazy stuff one. Yeah, what are you going to do, hit an old man? Although I've seen a few Reddit videos where they do. So I don't know. I don't know how safe that is, but all right, okay. Elder crime.
I mean,
I think I would just steal. I was like, whatever. I'd like be walking out. I'd be like if I'm getting groceries, I'd just grab a candy bar and put it in my pocket, and somebody would be like, "You need to pay for that." I'm like, "What?" I'll just act senile and be like, "I'm on a fixed income. Can I please just have this candy bar?
Fixing to steal
All my
this
friends
candy
are
bar."
dead." You know, like. I think stealing as an old person would be my crime.
Yeah.
That's good. Good question. I think, going back to what we were saying earlier, I think because after you get past a certain age, I think you kind of won. Like the cancers don't fuck with you after a certain age. And so I think
scientific?
I think after whatever, that's when I'm gonna hit that mortadella. That's when I'm gonna start the processed meats, the
Yeah, I get you.
heroin ones or whatever.
So you're saying you just start pushing it to the limit.
After you got to get past I think
Wing
65
suiting.
or something.
Yeah.
Wing suits.
Yeah.
What about you, Kinane? What's your?
I mean,
go-to crime?
straight criminal. Probably like hacking. Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Probably
hacking.
Probably
and you nodded at me.
Cyber crime. I mean, I got time from now till then to kind of learn how this shit works.
That is one thing I'm not looking forward to is being an old person who doesn't understand electronics. Somebody's like, "Oh God, I put my beeper in the VCR and I couldn't get into my email." Is there another?
Let's take one or two more, huh?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Ellie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I was just thinking about what you guys were saying regarding the best part about getting old. And I'm fully convinced that my grandmother did this, where she picked and chose whether or not her hearing device was working. So basically, she was in and out of every conversation within a spurt of like 10 minutes, whether it was like something she was interested in or not. So I think just, deciding who you want to interact with and talk to.
Or like having a crutch to be like check out on it.
Yeah, where she's like, "Oh, sorry, my hearing aid was off for 10 minutes."
Yeah.
Like, no.
I want to meet my grandson's new boyfriend. Click.
I think I had an uncle that did that because I don't know, like people would talk shit about him right at the table, and he just never heard a thing. I think he was just like, "No, I don't care." But I like that. I like that scam. I like having a cane of like, "Oh, I can't possibly."
Then you see them later and they're jogging up stadium steps.
I'm gonna need the van, or like excusing yourself to like handicap parking spots and everything.
Do you guys have a favorite memory of one of your grandparents to close out? Let's close on a sweet tone.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'll start.
Okay.
So my grandmother, she's a Mexican American, but for some reason she was very into supporting like Native American culture, and she would donate and like, but she would also pay like, and I'm not joking, thousands of dollars for oil paintings of John Wayne. And so there would just be this great contrast. Be like, this is a Caccini doll from this tribe, and then you just be like, there's John Wayne and Hellfighter or whatever, and it was just like none of this makes sense. You're really on both ends of the spectrum here, right? But I like that about her. She was just like, I'm into what I'm into, and yeah, she's pretty. She got nicer at the end. That is a thing when old people are like a little sweeter. You're like, you're trying to fucking sneak one past the goalie before you check out. Yeah.
I have I don't. It's not a memory that it's a story about me being a baby around my grandfather. Apparently this was in Taiwan, and we would take walks in the morning, and he would take me to where my parents worked his office, and on the way we would always stop and get soup dumplings from the stand. And I guess one day he casually suggested that we would skip the soup dumplings and just go straight to the office, and I swung on him. I just popped him. I was so offended that was a possibility he would.
So this love of gardens really went the other way.
Yeah,
kind of a counteractive move.
But the thing
That's
was
wild.
Apparently,
assault on the elderly.
he was so happy because he was so surprised by the strength that I had as a kid. Like it was for him, it was like, oh, this kid's eating well and growing well.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't pass up the soup dumpling stand. Yeah, that's kind of cool that he took that.
Yeah.
Even though that's fucking wild.
Men in the family aren't concerned with emotional development. They just want to know.
Yeah. Want to make sure that my lineage stays on.
This one's unbreakable.
Kinane, you got a favorite old person memory to close this thing out on?
Like I said, my grandmother was just kind of silent. But I don't think this is sweet, but it's funny. When my grandmother died, I think she was 92 or 93.
She had a good run.
Yeah. Well, maybe you won't think that after this story, but she
This is where he reveals Lenny's his grandfather.
It's my dad has an older brother. It's his half brother, and they don't live near each other. They don't really talk. Nobody hates each other. They're just not really communicative in that family. And so when my grandmother died, my uncle came back into town, and I never really saw them hang out as brothers before.
Yeah.
And so it's like my grandmother's passing. I'm like, oh, I get to see these guys talk about their childhood. I'd never seen
That
any
must
of
be
that.
like a nice sense of continuity. Yeah.
Just wait. The things they were laughing about were just all the different ways my grandmother would abuse them, and they were having like a real laugh about it. Cause
remember that time she made you sleep in a fireplace?
No, it was like the one. I think it was my dad. He got so visceral with the memory. Because I could still feel the gouge in the table when she threw a knife at me because I asked to go to the movies too much. And then my uncle was like, she hit me with a frying pan. And they were having a blast. And so because of my grandmother, I got to see my dad and his brother hang out like siblings for the first time. So I don't know if that alley-oops into sweetness.
I think that counts, yeah. Well, that's fucking great. I talked about my grandmother's love of John Wayne, and both of you had stories about assault. Well, this has been No Accounting for Taste. Live at the High Plains Comedy Festival.
Thank you to our guest, Sheng Wang.
Thank you so much. Watch his Netflix special out now. Thank you guys so much for being here. This has been an All Things Comedy production, otherwise known as Bill Burr's Propaganda Network.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank you.